Hey everyone, welcome to M7 News. So what I'm going to be covering is patch notes for 1.5 Detroit Become Human. Now I was really happy to get off of No Man's Sky and actually see this, and I did some research, and what I found was a lot of stuff, and Reddit was the source for where I found out where a lot of the information happened, because it basically was about 4 hours ago, 3 hours when I actually did key into it, and we're going to go ahead and go over to Detroit really quickly just look at the update, because I mean, like, that's really want to kind of look at the history, and it's going to tell you. Now it's just going to say many bugs fixed and improvements. This doesn't give us too much to go off of, right? Well, with that being said, let's go ahead and flash over, and we can see the same exact thing as we go over here. Now it seems like the audio is working pretty perfect. Sorry if it's a little rough. I didn't have too much time to run the filters on it because I had a problem with OBS, so bear with me if the audio is a little crackly like a firecracker. It's the 4th of July. Just think it's themed. It's the 4th. But let's continue on with these patch notes and cover it. So we already got this one. This one's pretty tanked. I want to say that that was not probably the most reliable source into it. Now I went ahead and searched for Wiki, and Wiki didn't come up anything for as far as it. And then you look down here for what ends up happening in a light forum, and it kind of tells us a little bit of like what the facts are. It's like the 4 nodes, and it kind of keys in, and later on I will show you what ends up happening on Reddit, where they actually reveal a little bit more of the actual physical point of what this update in 1.5 minutely fixes, which is a very small sliver of the actual timelines. So I even went as far as going into like Detroit Become Human's Twitter to see if they tweeted anything, and unfortunately it didn't seem like they had tweeted anything at that point in time, so I didn't pay too much attention to it. I moved on past that. But then it came down to this, which is pretty funny. I love anything when it comes down to like Reddit. You always find the most funniest stuff. It's like, what does it fix? And like you can see that people were like kind of looking at it, oh, it's just improvements, there's specific bugs. And then I came to this lovely little piece of information, which was right over here. This one was the nice little nugget. 1.5, what it actually physically fixed. The still, the leave, the items, it canceled out. And basically what it gives down to is in this side of the chapter inside the supermarket now is completely bug free from what they say. Now if you're experiencing still bugs, now personally myself, I did not. Drop a comment. Maybe there is something that like Quantic Dreams needs to know about for as far as this. But it definitely does detail into like what goes down into what they're actually finite detail. So spoiler alert, if you don't want to know too much, don't read down to the comments as we scroll down and look down is what it gives a detail and point for point layout. So that is pretty much what covers in the 1.5, well 1.05, I'm going to scoot that 5 over a little bit, but that's what's going to cover into that patch notes for Detroit Become Human for Quantic Dreams. It was a very small little patch note they tossed out inside of there for more stability, which worked into it. The bigger one was 1.04, where Chloe got the choice of being set free in the very end, and you had that lovely point of having that debacle of the continuation of the story is if you keep the person and it wipes out his memory, and I just call it a person because I let it go personally. But hey, if like you've gotten that far in the game and you want to drop a comment on what you did, do so. I'm always very interested to hear what people are doing in Detroit Become Human. But with that, that's pretty much almost down to the information that I've covered on for the most part into what has been inside of the patch notes. So I'm going to go ahead and set up and go for my shifting portions for God of War, which I was going to continue to do later on tonight, but it seems like I might end up just doing a small sliver, maybe an hour. I wanted to do about 2 hours, give or take a bit. So if you're watching the patch notes and you see it later on down the road and you want to pop in and I'm still alive, join the M7 community. And I do patch notes from time to time from what we do cover inside of the situation of the front lines of the variety games that I'm playing. So, if you like my nerdy niche, which is gaming, news, DIYs, and all that other fun stuff, hit the subscription button. This is your boy Max signing off and saying thank you for staying tuned, and hopefully the facts come to you faster through the N7 moves. And this is MacGyver7th signing out, saying keep it classy, and remember, it's not where your dreams take you, it's where you take your dreams. Remember that. And these patch notes may not take you there. And the point of just fixing that small little sliver, but in the future you never know where your boy Mac might get you with a nice little informational factoid. But this is me signing out and saying keep classy.